Hi guys, and welcome to today's task. For today's task, I'm working in my kitchen area. This kitchen has been fully remodeled for at least 4, maybe 5 years. I think we did it in 2015, so almost 6 years. That's ridiculous that much time has gone on. But in this sink, I have a very big problem going on. My sink is slowly separating from this stone, and because it's separating, it's allowing water to get in here. So sometimes if I've done the wash or washing the dishes or whatnot, you'll see water squeeze out of here if I like push on this or whatnot. So something's flexing in here that I really don't want to be flexing in here, and I need to pull all of this caulking out and reseal it. And the only way to do that is to completely remove the Farmhouse sink. Now I know some of you are asking, hey Joel, have you ever put in a Farmhouse sink before? To which I will say, no. Hey Joel, have you ever recalked a Farmhouse sink before? To which I will say, no. But I'm a firm believer that if you take something apart, chances are you can put it back together. I mean, I do know some people, if I feel like this gets a little bit over my head, but I don't think it will. I think we'll be just fine. So I've got a few things I need to get done first. First thing, get all the dishes out of the sink. And since I have to clear the sink and it's not going to be usable for at least 24 hours while the caulking is setting, I'm just gonna do the dishes. Leave it with a fresh, clean kitchen. And you gotta dry the dishes too. I'm also taking the opportunity to scrub the sink up really good, just so that when I put the sink back, it's a clean sink and I don't have to be aggressive with any of the seals for a couple days. With our sink perfectly clean and dried, the next step is to empty out everything below it. One of my paranoias when it comes to cupboards, especially your nice new cupboards, is that one gets pushed backwards and broken clean off. I think that would just about be the death of me, and my wife would possibly kill me if that happens. So I am going to take my doors off. Now for some hinges you may have to unscrew it. These are a quick release hinge, so they actually just unclip. There is a little tab you lift and it lifts off. Then you do it again on the top and lift it off gently. And then I'll do the same on the other side. Keep a hold of it as you undo these clips because it will want to fall like that just a little bit. And there we go. All right, with everything removed and wiped out and ready to go, we have to remove a lot of stuff to get this sink to slide out. Now it will just slide back and forth, but we have to remove all of the fittings to that side of the sink and all of the fittings to that side of the sink. It has to be perfectly smooth underneath. So that means I have to undo the plumbing from here to the P-trap, to both sinks, and to the disposal. So first, we're gonna unplug the disposal. Now, because my faucet does not attach directly to my sink, I can leave all of this intact and all of this intact. Okay, this side is undone, and now we have to undo this side. And to do this one, we get the opportunity of undoing the disposal first. The disposal actually connects up here to a collar, and then that is actually what holds to the sink. So we have to take the disposal off first. And I personally like to take a screwdriver, put it in that hole right there, and just kind of pry, and it'll slide right off. Be careful, it is heavy, so keep a hand underneath it. All right, the next step is undoing this collar. Now this is not a twist-on collar, this is actually a pressure collar. So this collar grabs to this ring and it actually will pull down as you push these screws up. So as you tighten these, they actually force this down and seat it into the sink. Here is the tricky part about these collars that a lot of people don't know. Now you've got this loose and it can lift up again. There's actually a little ring that you have to slip off. That's what's holding the pressure against that. It's just that little piece of wire. So get this out of your way. You want to try doing this at the end where the wire actually has a split. That'll be your best bet for getting this to pop off. And once you get it started, it slips off all the way around, and then that collar will come with it. Then we can actually just pull this collar, and it may be kind of gummy with plumber's putty, but that's okay. That means it was set well. And this one will lift up like that. You just lift up, pull off. See all that? We'll clean that off later so that we don't have such a mess. The next step is actually going to be just to pull this sink out. Now, I don't have to go through and cut any of this because it's already broken the seal somewhere. So I just need to pull it out and scrape it all off. So we'll get the sink out of our way. And I want to be real gentle here because I do not want to bugger up cabinets. I do not want to mess up anything for this, but I do need to clean off all of this old gasket for the silicone because it really has gone bad. This little bit right here, that is technically like water scum, mold. It doesn't smell nice. It has a bad odor. You can see it here. So clearly we've been getting water under there for a while. It's just finally broken loose all the way. So what looks like a pain in the butt is actually turning out to be a blessing, but it's one of those blessings you're grateful for years down the road maybe. Because this is a farmhouse sink, I have to slide my sink out. But because we have a cabinet right there, it won't slide out all the way, and I don't have enough room to like pivot it and pull it out this way either. So we actually have to drop this small piece of cabinetry out and those little lines as well, so it will drop down, which is kind of a pain, but it also makes it easier to put back in. When we lift the sink up, we're lifting into the bead of caulking rather than trying to put a bead of caulking and then sliding it. That won't work very well. So this is a benefit to dropping it down, is that it will seal a lot better. So to stabilize it, I have a 2x4. The most expensive part of the entire project is a brand new 2x4. These are $8 a piece right now. That's ridiculous. Now I'm putting these clamps in just to hold the sink up so that when I take all that bracketry down, it doesn't fall on me. Realistically, one should be fine just to hold it up, but I want it to hold evenly. I don't want to bend or contort anything, so we're gonna make it just snug with two. And I will link this particular brand of clamps in the description because these are really nice. They're actually pretty decently priced, not outrageous, and I feel like they're really durable. Okay, with all of our hardware removed and the brackets removed, we should be able to just drop this guy down, and I'm just gonna probably bring it a lot lower, and then we will be able to clean around and silicone it. I don't think I'll have to actually pull this all the way out. And this is the part where you may want two sets of hands. Okay, I need you to pinch this, and then it may not drop down, so you're gonna pinch this and then push this down, but you have to pinch that all the way against there, okay? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh gosh.
I got this one.
I can't pinch.
Push hard.
I can't.
There you can. Okay.
Okay.
Push hard. Harder? Well, I can't do both jobs.
Let me hold the sink or something. I cannot
die
push
holding
it.
the sink.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Your mother could.
I know she could. She's stronger than me.
Call Jennifer. Well, maybe it wasn't you.
See? See? You have the strongest grip, I know.
Okay. Okay, now let the sink down.
Okay.
Slowly. Help me bring it down, bring it down. Bring it down till that catches. Further, further, further. Is that one not catching yet? Okay.
Why did you even marry me?
Because you're cute. You gotta turn around.
That's not...
No, just turn around. Spin it. Spin it, 360. Spin it. Spin it. There you go. Now do that. There you go. You got it. You see?
But I'm not cute. Your audience just saw me.
Oh, that looks bad, huh? So we're gonna go ahead and clean that off with a razor knife, scrub it down, and then pull all of this caulking away as well, which some of it will just separate like that.
And some of it you might have to scrape?
Yep. Okay, I have gone around and cleaned the entire perimeter of this sink though, so that the silicone will stick perfectly to it. I've also cleaned the underside of the countertop so that it will bond to that as well. Half of adhesion when it comes to any kind of glue or silicone or anything like that is the prep work that you do beforehand. And if it's not done, you're gonna have just as bad of a connection or a gap or a hole or anything like that. And I want it to seal perfectly this time. So all the prep work was necessary. So I'm ready to seal and caulk this sink, and I'm using a 100% pure silicone that is specially made for sinks. So I want it to be like stretchable. I want it to be like antimicrobial. It doesn't need to be paintable because it's clear, and where it's going, you'll see maybe a clear line anyway, so it doesn't matter that it's not paintable. I just want it to be the longest lasting that it can be, and this actually comes with a 100% something guarantee on it. Mold free, lifetime mold free. That's what I want, so that was a good choice. I'm being a little bit liberal with that caulking because I just need it to seal up really good, and I want it to seal up really, really good. So the more the merrier on this project. When it comes to silicone, you have to take the pressure off your caulking gun and back it out a little bit, or else it will continue to ooze out. We're going to slowly raise this up. Use a damp, very damp rag. You're gonna wipe away all your excess. And you're gonna have to wipe it a lot. You gotta grab and fold to a new clean edge every time, or else you're just gonna keep wiping the same thing. It has been a full 24 hours and then some on this sink. And when the original installers put it in, we actually didn't wait 24 hours. And I don't know if that's because he had a different type of caulking that he used. Maybe it was faster drying, I don't know. But everything I looked up and all of the brands I looked up using recommended a 24-hour cure time. So I figured it was easier to be out a night rather than try to rush it and have it possibly create the same problem that we had. So now I have got my plumber's putty, and I am creating my rings for my seals, or my sink. I don't know what these are even called, geez. Pretty much your sinks, your disposal holder, and then your other sink drain. I guess your drains, maybe that's what we'll call them. Anyway, you have to put a ring of plumber's putty around all of them, and I'm just gonna create those right now. And plumber's putty is super easy. Don't let it intimidate you at all. Just roll it around like grown man's Play-Doh. That's how we're gonna start it out with. It looks a little bit crude, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna squeeze it in so tight that it's gonna pull this stuff up in, and it's just not gonna matter how good looking it is. It'll just go nice and flat once we put the pressure on this faucet, this drain. I'm gonna leave the view up here so you guys can see what happens to this plumber's putty when we start to tighten this up. Now we have the in-sink aerator side, which I kind of want to line up a little bit. I mean, it's not critical, but it'll look a little nice. It's a little detail that will look a little nicer if it lines up. This next side goes on a little bit differently. We have to put this little buffer piece, this clamp piece, and then this piece, and then this ring. It has to go in that order so that it will all function properly. So first, we go that one, and that one, and then this guy, and then last but not least, it is this guy's turn. Hey, Bon. Yeah. Can you just push that piece down in the disposal side sink? Just push it, push on it. Yep. Okay, there we go. Now it's ready to clamp up. And these clamps are really cool. You simply screw these in until they're snug. They line up with the triangle plate above it. Oh, forward. And I would just work your way around all of them a little bit at a time. Now we'll just work our way back. Next step is going to be our disposal. So this collar ring should be way back here. There's actually a little lip for it to sit on, and if you're not there, you are not sealed tight. But I do need this to slightly spin just so I can line up the rest of my plumbing pipe here. Well, you guys, if you didn't know, that is exactly how you change out a sink, or at least reset your sink if your seal has broken. I know with a lot of drop sinks and undermount sinks, that can happen. So check your seal, make sure it's good. If it's not, drop it, clean it off, put it back up, call it a day. You'll feel a lot better that you got it done right. It'll give you a good chance to once over everything. Houses require maintenance. They require constant upkeep, little problems, and if you take care of them as little problems, like this, that seems like a big endeavor, but that was a little problem to fix rather than a big problem later on. So I'm glad we caught that now, and we didn't have water flooding anywhere behind that or getting clear behind there, getting serious mold issues. It was a good idea to stop and fix that right now. So if you have issues or problems with your house, take the time to stop and fix them. If you have done this before, comment down below how it went for you or other projects you're working on. Let us know. We love hearing from you guys. Until next time, we'll see ya. Okay, now's your chance. If there is stuff that you are sick of having underneath here, throw it away before anybody sees. Oh, fake flower. Everything unplugged. Sorry. Now, because my sink, sorry, mine's dirty. All right, put it back in. It's wrong. We're doing this wrong. I knew there was something to it. There always is.
Can't you just, you don't have to take it fully out. Why can't we just clean this and then not take the sink out?
Not possible.
Why?
Because when I slid the sink out, you could see all the mildew and stuff underneath it. And so we have to separate the two completely, like take the gap and separate it and get in between clean, and then reapply the caulk and then bring them back together.
Yeah, can't you do that with the sink just like this without taking it completely out?
Yeah, we're not gonna take it out. We're just gonna drop it down.
Oh, so exactly what you're doing. It's like you know what you're doing or something.
I don't know what I'm doing. This is the first time. Just grab one at a time. Do one at a time. Tilt it. Yeah, there you go. You got it. You know what you're doing. Oh, don't hit your cabinets.
Oh my hell! Why do you like doing any of this? I think he loves when I help him with projects. I think he's impressed by my vulgar language that is necessary for all home projects. I think he appreciates my strength. I think he appreciates my knowledge. He forgot the mop. He got the bucket. Jack, I'm gonna let go.
Here, bud. Well, you come, like, put your pills away or whatever. Just your...
You asked me to move my supplements.